we want to get to that place where we completely release our attachment to a delusive clinging to this idea of ourself as a separate entity from everything else. And I don't have time to go into the whole meaning of non-self, but it is a misunderstood idea, because in English language it sounds like non-self means you don't exist, but that's not the meaning. It means that you're not a separate, solid entity, but that you are always permeable in many, many aspects, and that you are not just what you think of as just this body and mind, because who you really are also includes the whole universe. Because without everything else, how could you exist as this? You see? Just like, and even when I talk about my breathing, I mean, that's why I think breath meditation is such an important part of many Buddhist meditations. I think it's because the breath is a very tangible way of helping you realize that you're more than just this. Because when you really realize the miracle of the breath, you realize that, well, the breath is made of air, which has oxygen in it, and the oxygen comes from plants. So without those plants, I can't exist. Because I can't exist without oxygen, and I can't exist without the air. And so then the plants are part of me too. There's this non-separation of this existence and that existence. So, and then of course you meditate even more, you start realizing, well, that plant couldn't exist without other things happening on the planet, which correspond to other things happening in the solar system, which correspond to other things happening in the galaxy, which correspond to other things happening in the whole universe, and time, space, continuum, and energy, matter, consciousness. I mean, everything makes everything else possible, so therefore, I'm not really a separate small self.
Right.
Because my true self is the entirety of existence. That includes everything. So that's enlightenment. Enlightenment is when you remember this truth that's always already right here. But because we have a deluded mind right now as humans, we have forgotten on some deep level. We've been focusing so much on our self-centeredness that we no longer remember at this moment, oh, we're actually part of something greater. So that's what enlightenment is, when you wake up to that. And we can